Hey everybody, Ben Redmond here with Five Capitals. We are a coaching organization who is passionate about helping leaders thrive personally and professionally. Today I wanted to pop on here and talk to you for a couple minutes about the idea of attracting and retaining talented people within your organization. For those of us that coach, this is something that we hear repeatedly, and I'm not sure that there has ever been a more challenging time for attracting and hiring talent than the world we live in right now, post COVID, with Gen Z fully kind of entering the workplace. I think it's a really challenging and difficult time to find the right people and to retain the right people. I mean, we have our own limiting factors within our companies and organizations. And in addition, the group that is coming into the workforce right now, they are different. They have a different sense of what is important to them. They've grown up in a world where they had unlimited options. So the idea of sticking to one thing or sticking it out when things get difficult isn't something that they have had to experience or do very often. So it's a really challenging time to recruit. It's a really challenging time to attract talent and a really challenging time to retain them. So I want to give you today three questions to ask that I think will be really helpful to you as you consider what it looks like to attract, recruit, and retain really talented people within your organization. First question you need to ask is this: is your brand clear? Or is my brand clear? And I think this question is important on a couple different levels. First of all, it needs to be clear to the people that you are trying to hire. When these people are coming into your organization, it is important that they can see very clearly who you are as a company, what your guiding purpose is as a company, what the mission is that you're trying to accomplish, what your vision and values are, what your brand promise is, what your distinctions are as an organization. All these things are really important for people who are coming in to your organization during that interview process and during the hiring process, for them to be able to get a clear sense of who you are. But maybe even more importantly than that is that you actually have clarity on what your brand is, on who you are, what you value, what your purpose and mission is in the world, all of these kind of things. And here's why I think that's so important. We work with so many different companies who struggle with this hiring process, and the deeper we get into it with them, we realize that the reason they are struggling to hire the right kind of people is they don't actually really know what people they need beyond just skill set. And again, skill set is important. And for some of the jobs that you're hiring for, people have to have a specific skill set. But I'll tell you what is more important overall than talent and skill set is alignment. You can hire someone based on talent and skill set, but the people that you keep and the people that help you move forward towards your organizational mission are the people who are aligned with your vision and values. And the problem is, if you're not really clear on what your brand is, on who you are as an organization, then it is almost impossible to attract people who align with that brand and with that vision and with those values within your organization. So the first question you need to ask is your brand clear? And if it's not, that is your first step. Make it clear externally to them, make it clear internally to your people, and most importantly, make it clear to yourself so you know exactly what it is that you're looking for when you go into that hiring process. So that's step one, is my brand clear? The second question to ask yourself is my culture healthy? Do we have a healthy culture in our organization? And when I talk about a healthy culture, what I'm really saying is, how does it feel, or what does it feel like to work in your company, to work in your organization, especially for the late millennials and the Gen Zs that are coming into your organization right now? How it feels to work there is very, very important. In fact, there are studies and statistics that show how it feels to work in your organization is more important than how much you pay. It's more important than all of the extra benefits that they get is how does it feel? So these are questions like how are you acknowledging people? How are you inspiring the people who are coming in to work with you? How are you challenging people? How are you empowering people in your organization? When someone comes in from the outside and is interviewing and is talking to your people and getting a sense, are they going to feel like it is a place where their ideas are going to be valued, where their work is going to be applauded, where their efforts are going to be encouraged? Do you have clear KPIs and metrics so people know exactly what they will be rewarded for and exactly what is expected of them? Culture is so important within your organization, but it's especially important when you're looking to attract and retain really talented people. How does your organization feel? And if you're not sure what the answer is, then there's some work that you can do. You can start surveying the people who are within your organization. Find some truth tellers who will answer honestly about how it feels to work with you. One of the things we do at Five Capitals is we offer a Leadership 360. That's where we come in to your organization. We work with some of the people on your staff. We do extensive interviews. We create a report that we bring back to you as the leader so that you can clearly look and go, okay, this is how it feels to work here. This is how it feels to be on the other side of me as a leader. Because things like brand and culture ultimately are reflections of you as the point leader or the CEO in your organization. So is my brand clear? Is my culture healthy? And then the last one is my hiring process streamlined? And this is a really practical thing to consider. But there's a very interesting study that was done by Gallup that says that 80% of people during this study who had a bad onboarding experience said that they stayed at that company for a shorter amount of time than they had originally planned to. In other words, a bad hiring and onboarding process will shorten the length of time that a person stays in your organization. So it's really important that you think through what it looks like to make this process clear, to make it simple, and to make it something that reinforces your brand, your vision and values, and also the culture that you have. So little things like calling people back, communicating really clearly during the interview process what's going on, giving them a really clear sense of who your organization is, both the strengths and the superpowers, and also the struggles and the shadows and the things you're working on. So that vulnerability and authenticity during the hiring process is really important for longevity, for retention, and also for recruiting and hiring talented people. And the last thing I want to say about this is if you are a busy leader, a CEO, head of HR, someone who's in charge of a lot of hiring, it is really easy to look at all the responsibilities you have and think to yourself, maybe I can just delegate these things off to someone else. And I'm not saying that you have to be involved in every single hiring decision, but one of the things I've learned over my leadership journey the hard way is some things shouldn't be delegated. And protecting your brand and making it clear, protecting your culture and making it healthy, and making sure the process of working in your organization from the minute someone applies until the day that they hopefully retire from your company, those things should not be delegated. They're your responsibility, and the more oversight and ownership and awareness you have of those, again, you don't have to manage all of them. You just have to be aware of them and understand how they work and have input into continuing to make those things better. Look, all of us are looking to hire the best people, and we understand that hiring and retaining talented people is the lifeblood of our organization. It's the secret sauce, it's the magic ingredient. And so try these three things. I think they're really going to help you as you move forward in your leadership journey.